our 8th year at the Creamery at the Springfield Regional Arts Council. So let's see, I am Stephanie Kramer. I'm Director of Programs and Exhibitions, and this is one of my favorite parts of my job. I love to watch these children perform poetry. The Arts Council is very excited to host this competition, which started nationally 9 years ago. Tonight we will send one of our talented contestants to represent Southwest Missouri at the state level, and then possibly to Washington, D.C., which has happened several times here out of this room. We are very excited to have 10 regional high schools represented tonight. That's the highest number of schools competing in any of the Missouri regions. Yeah, I'm competitive. So please, I'd like you to welcome the contestants of the Southwest Missouri Poetry Out Loud Competition 2014. They are coming from Joplin, Monette, Neosho, Nixa, Republic, Springfield Central High, Springfield Glendale High, Springfield Kickapoo High, and Stockton. In the information I've handed you, it does not say where the students are from, because we want to keep it as fair as possible, and that's why we sequester the judges and sequester the students and let the games begin. And there will be there's 3 rounds, there'll be 2 intermissions, and then we have to do all in those intermissions, we get a little bit of, and we do all counting.
Do you want me to hold it because I have a pretty steady platform here?
Yeah, you might as well.
Okay. And you can do your pictures whenever you...
You can do what you're doing. They just can't start doing poetry yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to...
She's the accuracy score, so she has to listen to every word. I gave her the wrong score.
Well, we do want to thank you all very much for coming out this evening to celebrate and support the talents of these young men and women. Now, before we start tonight's competition, I'm Randy Stewart from KSMU, music director, arts producer there. We do certainly want to give special thanks to each of the participating regional school coordinators for all their hard work. Are the coordinators available to stand up and be applauded?
You will have coordinators from the schools, the teachers,
yeah.
the teachers from all the time.
Also, thanks to Beverly Strohmeyer and Virginia Sanders of the Missouri Arts Council and Michael Gaines of the Missouri Association of Community Arts Agencies for helping coordinate this event. This is a program of the National Endowment for the Arts. This is not by any means just a local program. Poetry Out Loud is an arts program that not only helps keep poetry alive with dramatic recitation, but it teaches these kids the ability to speak with confidence, emotion, and diction, which are all important tools for communicating. It doesn't matter what path these students take. Poetry in live performance, if you're not familiar with it, is a unique and a challenging experience that communicates directly to everybody in the audience. And tonight we have a distinguished panel of judges who will decide which student will compete at the state competition, which is coming up Thursday, March 13th in Jefferson City. So let's meet the judges right now. Veda Boyd Jones, an award-winning author of books for both adults and children. Kelly Knauer is an editor and writer with a book about the Battle of Gettysburg that was published, last summer? Last summer. Right? the director for Ozarks Technical Community College's Theater and Drama program and is himself a working actor, director, and writer. And with us also tonight to help prompt the students if they need it is our accuracy judge, Dr. Jenny Kramer, Professor Emeritus from Missouri State University. So among other things, she is a past president of the Missouri Association of Teachers of English, Missouri State Council of the International Reading Association, and the Missouri Organization of Teachers of Reading. Now the judges will be scoring based on physical presence, voice and articulation, appropriateness of the dramatization, level of difficulty, evidence of understanding, and just overall performance. And I think Stephanie already mentioned, but we will have 3 recitation rounds altogether tonight. After the first 2 rounds, we'll have an intermission. And I want to mention again, Joe, actually I don't know if I mentioned him at all. Joe Terry will be our pianist tonight. Good Joe! And he always does a great job. So for 2 rounds and then an intermission and then 1 more poem from each contestant for the 3rd round. And the scores of the first 2 rounds will be added to the last round and then the regional winner and runner-up will be announced. So are we ready now, do you think?
Ready?
Okay, so without any further ado, we'll start with our first contestant of the night, and they were chosen randomly as far as the order that they're appearing in, so we're starting completely with a clean slate. And first out will be Patricia Flanagan. Patricia is a senior who loves singing and is in chamber choir.
The Cricket and the Grasshopper by Dan Beachy Quick. The senseless leaf in the fevered hand grows hot, near blood heat, but never grows green. Weeks ago, the dove's last cooing strain settled silent in the nest to brood slow absence from song. The dropped leaf cools on the uncut grass, supple still green, twining still these fingers as they listless pull the tangle straight until the tangle tightens and the hand is caught, another fallen leaf. The poetry of the earth never ceases. Ceasing, one blade of grass denies belief until its mere thread bears the grasshopper's whole weight, and the black cricket sings unseen. Desire living in a hole beneath the tangle's green.
Just a second for judges to fill out their forms here. We've got some, we need some. Next we have Catherine Wartnaby. Catherine is a sophomore who loves singing and is involved in show choir.
I will be reciting I Am Learning to Abandon the World by Linda Passion. I am learning to abandon the world before it can abandon me. Already I have given up the moon and snow, closing my shades against the flames of light. And the world has taken my father, my friends, I have given up the melodic lines of hills, moving to a flat, tuneless landscape. And every night, I give my body up, limb by limb, working upwards across bone towards the heart. But morning comes with small reprieves of coffee and bird song. A tree outside the window, which simply was shadow moments ago, takes its branches back, twig by leafy twig. And as I take my body back, the sun lays its warm muzzle on my lap, as if to make amends.
Little traveling music maestro there. All right.
No, you want me to?
Next is Kimberly Woodman. Kimberly is a senior who is involved in her school in drama. She's also the president of Character Council at her school, and she wants to be a Spanish teacher.
Time Does Not Bring Relief, You All Have Lied, by Edna St. Vincent Millay. Time does not bring relief. You all have lied who told me time would ease me of my pain. I miss him in the weeping of the rain. I want him at the shrinking of the tide. The old snows melt from every mountainside, and last year's leaves are smoke in every lane. But last year's bitter loving must remain heaped on my heart, and my old thoughts abide. There are 100 places where I fear to go, so with his memory they brim. And entering with relief some quiet place where never fell his foot or shone his face, I say, there is no memory of him here. And so stand stricken, so remembering him.
Direction sign is plugging up there, which won't really work, so my daughter's going to move it to back there in the restroom down the hall on the right, sorry.
No fraternizing with the
No,
contestants.
so it's just down the hall.
Did you want me to pause it in between? Because I don't know that it actually pauses, it stops.